So as you probably can make out, this is a large monitor, and you can probably obviously see from the title of the video what exactly it is. But I'm unboxing this in my kitchen. It's a little bit unwieldy, so I do apologize for not being able to necessarily get all the angles in that I want to, but we're going to do our best here. So the monitor is curved. It is a gaming monitor, and it's pretty simple in terms of what it comes with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out of here as best as I can, and what we're going to do is actually put everything together here. So, but if I can, first let's take a tour around. It looks like a gunmetal finish on everything here. So it is a gunmetal matte plastic. On the bottom here, where the connectors are, it's more of a black matte plastic. There's that indent on the center there, and that is where the stand is going to hook into. As we flip it to the front, I've already got a little piece of cat hair on here. Not a big deal, that'll come off, but as you can see, it is that curved monitor, and it is a matte finish. It is not glossy, which is something that I always prefer. I will always take a matte finish to a monitor over a glossy one if I have the chance. If the screen itself, the glass goes edge to edge, there's just a very little bit to cover the sides. On the bottom there is the Dell branding, as you can see here, and it is kind of a bluish metal branding. You'll get a little bit better look at this once I have everything set up. Getting back to the bottom area here, you have some venting here. You have two USB ports and a headphone jack here. You have 6 buttons down here. I don't know if you can really see that as I move the camera because everything is so big here. But you have 6 buttons here, and then you have a power button here. Again, you have this venting on the bottom here, and that's pretty much, there's nothing on the side. Let's see if we can show you, the side here. There's nothing really much on the sides, just a little bit of venting along here. And let's see what we've got on the top here. You've got more venting on the top here as well. It looks like the box is constructed where you can build everything in the box, because you have this where it was originally shipped in, this foam here. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this back down, probably the way it was, minus the packaging here. And now we're going to take the first part of the stand and get it out of here. So, like many Dell monitors, I have several of them. This is adjustable, and typically it is only adjustable vertically when you have the monitor in place, because the weight of the monitor helps move it up and down. You have an area here to run cords through, and on the bottom here is where we're going to attach this to the actual base. On the back here you saw that there is Dell branding. Everything is that gunmetal finish. Of course, the frame of this is actual metal, because you need rigidity to hold up this monitor. But as we remove this, you can see sort of the greenish blue. It's actually more green, but the greenish blue metallic look here. You have that this latches in, and then if you want to ever break anything down again, you can pull it off by pressing this button here. So there we go, in place. Now, on the only thing we didn't go over were the connectors in here. So let's see if I can actually show you that. So right here you have the power port. You have 3 HDMI inputs. Actually, I take that back. You have 2 HDMI inputs and 1 DisplayPort input. You have what appears to be a headphone jack here, and that's probably the pass-through. You have the USB pass-through here, so that you plug in your USB cord from your computer to this monitor, and then you have 2 USB 3.0 ports here and 2 USB 3.0 ports there. Now, the cords that come with it are 2 HDMI cords and then 1 USB upstream cable. The cord here is just a regular power cord. So the base portion here is covered in that gunmetal plastic. You have a swivel element here, which again is probably only going to be able to be used once you have the weight of the monitor in there, because it is pretty, well actually I can move it there, but it's not the easiest thing to do without a monitor in there. You don't have the leverage. On the bottom here you have this screw that will screw into this here, and you have 6 rubberized feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, and then you have a matte black plastic base. Now the good thing is that this base is only going to fit into this in one way, so there's no messing that up. So I'm just going to put it into place here, and the interesting thing is that the screw itself has a little handle on it, if you can see that there, which actually is going to enable you to tighten it down. It also does have a flat head and a Phillips head that you can use to tighten it down. So let's get that on here. I really like that handle because you don't really need, I could get it real nice and snug, and you don't really need a screwdriver at all. So the documentation here is not very explicit, and the reason is because in modern day electronics, all of your manuals pretty much are online so that the companies can save on printing. Generally, they'll give you, a quick start guide like this. Pretty much tells you everything that's there, and it does it all in a way that you don't have to have any particular language. You don't have to speak any particular language to understand this. So it shows you everything that you get in there. It shows you how to mount it, as we just did. It shows you all the different ports in here, basically how to plug it in, how to turn it on. It tells you that you have a 150 millimeter travel distance vertically on here. It shows you that you can tilt it forward 5 degrees and tilt it backward 21 degrees. So the model number on this is the S3220DGF. This is the monitor sitting on one of my desks in my house here. And when you turn it on, you get the Dell splash screen, and it says Dell 32 gaming monitor. Now you might not be able to see it, but I wanted to give you a large view here, just so you can see what was going on. So it says, it wants me to pick my language, English, Spanish, French, German, Portuguese, and then I don't know exactly what the other ones are. So it shows on the bottom that, remember those buttons that we looked at earlier in the video? Well, there are on-screen prompts down here that are going to correspond with those buttons. So if I want English, that's great. I could just hit the check mark. If I wanted to change the language, I could use one of the other buttons to scroll up and down. Obviously, though, I'm speaking English, so I'm going to select English. Now, I don't know why it keeps going in and out like that. If it's something I have to fix, I will do that, but it might just be because everything isn't set up yet. So now it says Dell Gaming Monitor. Okay, so basically what happened there is it was searching for an HDMI that was functional. So there was a splash. I don't know if you had gotten it since I had the camera pointed in the other direction, but there was a splash that had come up. And I didn't get to read the whole thing, but it did say something about HDMI. And then once it found the signal from this computer, then as you can see, this is what we've got. This is actually the page on Best Buy for this monitor. I purchased this monitor from Best Buy. It's the Dell 32-inch LED curved QHD FreeSync monitor with HDR. Now, I do run an NVIDIA card, and I will be running an NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super on this monitor. And this is a FreeSync monitor, but nowadays you can use G-Sync on FreeSync monitors. So the reason I purchased this is because I got a good deal on it, and it was less expensive than G-Sync monitors. I like the fact that it's 32 inches. It's a good size, I think, for a monitor. It has the curve to it, and I don't need 4K. The refresh rate is 165 hertz. The maximum resolution is 2560 by 1440. The response time is 4 milliseconds. The contrast ratio is 3000 to 1. The aspect ratio is 16:9. There are 93 pixels per inch. That's the pixel density. The brightness is 400 candela per square meter. The high dynamic range format is VESA certified display HDR 400. The horizontal viewing angle is 178 degrees. The vertical viewing angle is also 178 degrees. And you have several languages supported: English, Spanish, French, German, Brazilian, Portuguese, Russian, simplified Chinese, and Japanese. It is wall mountable, and it does meet the VESA wall mount standard of 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters. The dimensions are 24.3 inches in height with the stand, and the height without the stand is 16.7 inches. The width is 27.9 inches. The depth is 9.83 inches. The product depth without the stand is 2.36 inches if you're going to be mounting it with a VESA mount, or Visa mounted, depending on how you say it. The product weight is 24.1 pounds. Obviously the stand is included, and the stand width is 12.6 inches. The power consumption is 30 watts. The power saving mode is 0.3 watts. It is ENERGY STAR certified, and that is pretty much it. The manufacturer's warranty is 1 year for parts and labor. So, thus far, I really like the monitor. I have had good luck with Dell monitors in the past. This is my first dedicated gaming monitor, so I will be, trying it with G-Sync. I could try it with G-Sync. I believe with the card I have in there right now, I'd actually have to look into that to verify if that's possible. I am running a GTX 970, I believe, on this machine. It's been a while since I messed with it. I am going to be building a machine that has an RTX 2070 Super very shortly, and I'm going to be replacing this computer with that, so I will be using this screen in conjunction with that new machine. Okay, so I have the screen pushed down all the way. It seems like that is the best solution for my setup. However, I can push this up if I'd like, and you see a great travel distance when I do that. Also, it will pivot from side to side, so you can move it from side to side. Typically, I kind of like the symmetry of the base here. So I keep it straightforward with the base, and if I'd want to move it, I'd move the base, but it is good to be able to move the screen, especially if you're talking to somebody and you want to show them something. You can just move the screen. The other thing is that there is a tilt to it. We went over the degrees of tilt. Again, this would be a situation if you want to look, if you're maybe doing a standing desk situation or whatever the case may be. If you do want to tilt the screen up, you can, and it does tilt back. I think it was 5 degrees where it tilts back if you'd like. I'm just going to keep it pretty much straightforward. All right, so let's see what these buttons do on the bottom of the screen here. Obviously, the button on the far right is the power button. The one right next to it is, let's see, it says preset modes, smart HDR, response time, and dark stabilizer. These are the settings. So this just is sort of a menu. The preset modes is set to standard. The smart HDR is set to desktop. The response time is fast, and the dark stabilizer is set at 0. So down at the bottom here, you have context-sensitive labels for the buttons. So if I press that same button again, it would X out of it. And I don't know if you can see this too well, but yeah, you probably can. It's in a light blue on the bottom taskbar. Basically, it covers the bottom taskbar because it's a layer on top, because it's just the monitor. So the next one we have looks like a page. So if I hit this, it goes into what the presets are. So it says game, preset modes, standard, game enhance mode off, FreeSync off, response time fast, dark stabilizer 0, and then reset game. And then of course the context sensitive buttons change down here. The next one over is the brightness button. So that will allow you to change the brightness. The context-sensitive buttons then change from an up and down, so you can change the brightness or probably the contrast there. They're both set at 75. I'm going to leave it, and then you can adjust it with these two buttons over here. Let's get out of that, and let's go back into the menu here. And what the next button is it's set to 0. It can go all the way to 3, and it's kind of making things a little more vibrant. Maybe it has to do with the HDR setting. So the next one over is the game enhance mode. So you can set it to on and off. Then there's a timer, a frame rate, and display alignment. All right, and then the last button over here is the preset modes. Standard, FPS, MOBA, RPG, Sports, Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Comfort View, Warm, Cool, and Custom Color. So you can use these presets to change how the monitor looks in terms of what you prefer, and then also some of the presets are the type of games that you might want to play. Of course, this is just a first look video and an unboxing video, so it's not a full review on this. So far the buttons are very context sensitive, but let's kind of run down the line and see what we get when we press these. So pretty much it seems like whatever I press on the bottom here, it's going to bring up that menu. Yeah, so I could press any of these buttons on the bottom and it's going to bring up the same menu, and then the other buttons are going to be determined by the context of what I'm in. So as we've done before, I hit one of the buttons, it could be any of these buttons, and then the buttons mean something down here according to the menu. So that's going to do it for this video at this time. Thus far, I really like the monitor. I like the curve. Again, it's going to be the first time I actually use a curved monitor. I've seen them before. I've kind of been in contact with them before, but I've never owned one. So it's going to be interesting. Thus far, I like it. I like the size of it. I like the quality. And I don't really think I'd need a 4K monitor. This is definitely more than what I need at this point. So that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And as always, if you want to help out this channel, you can give me a thumbs up. You can share this video on your favorite social media, or you can actually join my Patreon, all of which is greatly appreciated. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.